We're continuing to remember the 13 U.S. service members lost in last week's terror attack at Karzai International Airport in Kabul. That was the one that caused by Joe Biden's reckless exit from Afghanistan. Remember, he could have done it when we actually had full control of Kabul, and his reckless abandonment of our fellow Americans now behind enemy lines. 13 lives. They were the best America had to offer. Our national treasure. Young, bright, selfless, people willing to put their lives on the line for all of us to serve their country. Joining us now is the sister and the father of U.S. Marine Lance Corporal Rylee McCollum, Royce McCollum, and Jim McCollum. Jim, first of all, to both of you, I don't know how you recover. I really don't. I don't know how you deal with something as tragic as this. What angers me the most is it was preventable, because we saw they were on the march. He knew that they were on the march, and he didn't lift a finger. And when we had control of Kabul, we could have withdrawn our troops, our allies, taken our equipment home with us, or destroyed it. Do something, but give it to them. I don't know. I'd have a hard time absorbing the circumstances. Your thoughts and my deepest sympathies and prayers for you and your family.
Thank you very much. And you described all 13 of them perfectly. Just selfless, the best America had to offer. And I agree with you 100%. And that's one of the reasons I chose not to speak with President Biden, is everything he has done was completely wrong. We had opportunities to do this the right way, and we absolutely failed miserably as an administration. I can't blame the entire thing on one administration. It goes back, we're 20 years into this. But when it came down to pulling people out and pulling troops out and leaving the country,
it's not a worse way to do it.
There was you couldn't have picked a worse way to go about it.
Royce, I'm looking at these pictures of you and your brother and your dad, and I'm like, it's just heartbreaking. I know there was a lot of press. I'm not going to press you to talk about politics any more than you want to. I'm not. You've suffered enough pain. But there was the meeting with one particular family. You decided not to meet with Joe Biden, your family, and he met with the Marine's pregnant widow and described it as the widow described it as a scripted total disregard to the service member's death. And you told this story to the Washington Post. And I got to be honest, I was grateful that you said it. You can't F up as bad as he did and say you're sorry. I'm sorry. I applaud you for saying it. I really do. And that's how I feel. And I'm not going to lie about how I feel, because I feel for you and your dad as you sit there and having to live through this. I feel for this pregnant mother. This child will never meet their father, ever. And as a father, I could tell you, I don't know how I'd recover. That happened to someone in my family. Tell us about your thoughts.
Yeah, Gigi, my other older sister, sat with her, and she ended up having to get up and leave. He didn't even mention Rylee, never said their names to any parent, as far as I'm aware. It was immediately he came in with his story about his son who served. And it's like, that is not even remotely the same thing. Your son, it's still tragic, and he died of cancer, and that is sad, but it is not even close to the same situation. And there was, again, no mention of Rylee. No, I'm sorry for your loss. It was, my son died too. And, you tapped her on the leg, and she pulled away twice, and then he got up and went and talked to another family. A lot of the other families that he talked to, he spoke with a lot longer, but only because they carried on the conversation to really share their thoughts with him. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it probably would have been a 2-minute conversation to each family, mostly about his son, and he would have just walked it out. It was walked out. It was more about him.
I hope you don't ever apologize, please. The media's going to say, oh, you got to never. Because that was real, that was raw, and I get it, and I applaud you for your honesty. Sir, I know this is your son. I read your comments. Apparently, your son was in the middle of pulling all these people to safety. They were warned that this was coming. Your son stayed
Yes.
there, and he was saving as many people as he can. You know, I can quote the Bible. It says, no man had greater love than to lay down their life for someone else. That's, your son embodied that.
Honestly, I don't think he would have left unless there was an order to get out of there. I don't think he would have left. It's just the way they work. They were there for a mission, that whole unit. That's just who they are. They're going to do what they need to do. The humanitarian efforts that they were doing, I think they all lived that, and they loved it, and they knew they were doing something to help other people. I don't know that you could have got him away from where he was.
You know, that's a special human being. Your son was a special human being. Royce, your brother's a special human being. And I truly believe in all my heart that you'll meet him again in paradise one day, and that he knows your love for him. And we appreciate you sharing your story with us. And I'm so sorry this happened to you and your family and your son and your brother. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.